Hey, collective, highlight workers, good evening, happy Monday, and happy Meditation Monday. Welcome y'all to this space. And I'm going to be recording, as I repeatedly say it, here on my YouTube channel. And you'll see me looking as well down here because I'm live on Instagram because I do like streaming this live. So whoever has the opportunity to hop on here on Instagram and help me with their likes, with their comments, and get the opportunity to meditate in live as a group is pretty awesome. But if not, there's also the opportunity for this video to find you whenever at whatever time, because we know that in the universe time is non-existing and everything's happening in the here and now. So here on Instagram, hey Drewski, welcome to the space. Thank you for being here. Always #1 supporter. And we'll just give a few minutes just to get the algorithm going, see if anybody else hops on. The topic today is pretty interesting. I touched on it, just a tad, last week about energetic transference. Didn't really deep dive and didn't even really think I was going to do tonight's topic about energetic transference, but I felt it was it was the correct moment to do it just because of all the energetic volatility there's been. I know, at least personally in my life, and I know if it's, with me, it's also in the collective. And I felt it was time to talk a little bit, deep dive on this. It's a little bit separate from energetic cleanses, but it does have to do with our energy. The soul that's within all of us. So it'll be interesting here. Finishing up my notes. And the solar flares, Drewski. Tell us about the solar flares. How have you been feeling them? Comment on here. Let us know. I know you've been very Drewski has been following the solar flares a lot. I knew something about them and how they affect that. Well, now if you've been in this space before, you've heard my videos or seen them or been on this live, and I have, I've talked about the solar flares and how this energy from the sun, and that's coming from from these flares, is affecting the overall energy of the earth and the overall vibration. And obviously, if it affects the earth, it affects us because Gaia carries us. Drewski says the sun is going crazy with big flares. I always have the hardest time saying this. Aurora Borealis is back all over the world. That's amazing. And I'm sure, that's because the sun and the light that it's creating. And I think it's actually really neat that it's giving us like the light spectrum in a way. And there's also a rainbow there, and it's like the color of the chakras and the color of the archangels and the color of the frequencies of the universe, because remember, the colors are vibrating at a certain frequency. Hey CamCon, how are ya? Thank you for joining this space. We're just talking about the sun, about the solar flares, and I'm no artist. and I wanted to talk about the sun. So I drew a picture of the sun, which is terrible. I'm not even gonna show it to you guys. I was gonna show it to you guys, but it's just terrible. Y'all gonna judge me. You guys gotta pay money to see that. But yeah, it's thank you for commenting that, Drewski. It really it highlights how much there's just overall change in the universe. And I feel like sometimes we think change in our environment and in the collective and our countries, our government systems, our financial systems, but then sometimes we don't expand beyond that and think also the universe is in constant change because we're all part of the universe. Like we are the universe, and the universe is us, and vice versa because of this theory of interconnectedness, which has a lot to do with what we're going to speak about today. And in it really, the sun is a big I would say kind of like the I would say almost this gatekeeper in a way to like bigger stars and galaxies and bodies of light out there. Um, Camcon says I have to show the drawing. No. All right, y'all. It's 7:07, the witching hour, as I like to call it in this space. And today's topic, energetic transference. So, right here, Third Eye Pisciano, yours truly, brings to you all today this topic of energetic transference. What is it? Energetic transference, also known as energy transfer, or what I started calling it ET, like because of the the first letters of the two words ET, and it also reminded me of the movie ET, like ET for home, and it reminded me how he like the tip of his finger like lights and he points like towards the stars and towards home. Speaking of the galaxies, and I feel like it had to do like with his frequency and his connection back home. And in a way, I feel like energetic transference works that way because it's this idea or concept that energy or vibration, frequency, however you call it, can be passed between individuals. And not just individual to individual, but also from individual to an object or vice versa, or from us an individual to an environment, or I would say vice versa, right? Because there could be spaces where they're like heavily charged. So it's this idea that it can be transferred. It's also this concept that emotions, thoughts, and even physical sensations can be transmitted, absorbed by others, influencing their emotional and physical states. So it's this idea that, energy can be your energy, as we have talked about and stated here in Third Eye Piscianos, that we all have an auric field. This physical body is the vessel, is the vehicle. We have this auric field, which is part of the creator, and we're an extension of the universe, or however, it resonates for you. But we emit this particular frequency and energy, and we touched about it last week. But with energetic transference, or ET, we're talking about that you can transmit this energetic frequency, and it can be received and absorbed by an environment, by an object, or even by others. And it can influence their emotional and physical states. That's being stated, I haven't even talked about the duality of it all. Of course, because we're in the universe and humans, we're very complex. So there's negative and there's positive energy. So both can transmit the same way because of this human and universal duality that just naturally exists. So positive or negative energy exists, and this is why it was important to talk about energetic cleanses last week first and state, what they were, who, what, when, how, the methods, and how they do it, and all that, because of I think this is why I was called to do that first and then talk deeper about energetic transference. So, some the physical sensations of it all. So there's this concept that, as I was doing my research and looking this up, is this concept of covering organs with energy. So it's almost like when you don't release, when you don't work on forgiving, on healing, on doing this deep shadow work, however this is spiritually, mentally, physically, and you carry these like stuck emotions, which can be emotions like um, shame, jealousy, neediness, control, and the two big ones I feel, blame and complaining. um, and just carrying that, and that carrying those negative emotions turns into this energy, which is this energy that you are now emanating. So in a way, covering organs with emotion is almost again this concept uh, of interconnectedness, of how our physical health is first started with our spiritual and emotional health. And this is why organs are covered with emotions, because this could cause a cancer, a heart disease, pulmonary disease, uh, kidney failure, however this is for you, stomach issues, all these issues about the stomach always has to do with stuck emotions. And that's really what it's saying there. In reality, in the field of science, or in the scientific field, there really isn't, at least now, there is no like proof of this energetic transferring. But remember, we are in diapers in this, and in learning how our emotional um, and mental state affects our physical health. We're still in diapers. We're still learning about this, and we are learning about auras and how everything really is connected. So there is this beautiful thing with all this energetic transference. It's not all negative. There is also positive in this, of course, the duality. There's this concept in the ET land called personal energy resonance. So basically, your own frequency or your own energy. So it's this concept um, that individuals can consciously, not unconsciously, well, I guess you can do it from unconsciously if you're doing it in a negative way, but it's truly this idea that we can consciously direct our energy to others, and this impacts their emotions and energy levels. And this is supported again by this theory of interconnectedness, that everything and everyone is one and it's connected. And I do believe that. It's simply like here, like the meditations we do here in Third Eye Pisciano. I get a whole bunch of comments and feedback and just people's experiences here about the meditation. And we're not even in the same physical space. And thankfully, we have these phones and iPads, even though last week's incident where I think we moved a lot of energy and my phone froze. But truly, there is energy transmitting and being absorbed, especially when we meditate. And some examples of this personal energy resonance, at least for me personally, and that I've done, is this idea of sending light to others. I know we do this with my meditation class. There's sometimes, different things. There could be different members of the group that either they're facing this these lessons of like having physical health conditions or someone in their family or financial need or whatever it can be. And life gets muddy and it's chaotic, and we all have needs and problems and challenges to go through and to learn from. And we started doing this thing of sending light, which is, and you can do it right now too, we can do it real quick, is this thing of rubbing your hands together until you make them really warm. You make sure you're building that heat between your hands. And when you're ready, you separate them slowly. You bring them back together slowly without letting them touch, barely where they're gonna touch, and you separate them back out. You bring them back in. And do this a few times, and you'll start feeling this resistance. Consciously direct your energy in between your hands. You can even close your eyes if you need to. And believe that there's energy in between your hands that's emanating from your own energy, your own creative energy. And you can even start turning it into a sphere, into this shape of a sphere, like you're carrying a ball in between your hands, tossing it from one hand to the other. And here you can put an intention of health, of light, of strength, of peace, of love, of perfect health, of abundance, of richness, of path openings ahead of you, of light, whatever it is that you need. You can even put your family here, your home, your space, your job, your own physical body, and your own spiritual body. And just say thank you, thank you, thank you, and you release that sphere. Or you can even put it in your heart space. And this is one way that we send light to others. And we've been doing this. And tell me, don't believe me, just maybe right here, if the few of you that are connected, or if you're watching this at a later time, direct message me, send a comment right here on this live. Tell me how that made you feel. Like, did you feel like the energy? Did you feel warmer? Did you feel tingling sensations? Did you feel colder? Did you see a symbol? Did you smell something? This is how we use our intuition. And truly, this is how we move energy. Another way is putting that sphere in water, putting it in a cup of water, and then consciously drinking that water. And telling that water to reach every corner and space of your body and to clean and purge of any stagnant or negative energy and emotion. Doing that too. Drewski here said, I felt the warmth in my hands and the resistance when I put my hands close together. And that's perfect. We don't even have to do that exercise, but in this way, it brings us to the here and now, and it lowers the volume of the ego and the shattering of the mind. And it gives us this more conscious, direct feeling. So it's like this person, you're really doing the personal energy resonance, because it's this concept that individuals can consciously direct their energy to others or their own needs, impacting their emotions or energy levels. I always say, don't believe me. This is my way of life. Try it out. Take what resonates and let me know how it works out for you. So, some of the benefits of understanding energetic transference is it's very beneficial for this better mindset, this building healthier relationships, learning to create safe spaces, learning to trust your intuition through learning to discern, the power of discernment. And this is where you can build your intuition through energetic transference, and you learn how to read other people, spaces, and objects' energy, because it's how you physically feel. Leave the mind out of this. It's all in the physical sensations. And when we can become mindful of our own energy and how this affects others, we can create more supportive and positive environments and experiences in our lives. And if you think you exhibit any signs of negative energetic transference, negative ET, bad juju ET, not the good go home ET, but the bad, the straight up bad ghetto ET. If you're experiencing that negative ET, or it could be these similar emotions to someone you were just in contact with, I would really recommend you to go back to last week's video, Energetic Cleanse. It's up in my YouTube channel. So Instagram, you would head to YouTube, go to my YouTube channel, look up Energetic Cleanse, and there I can tell you the who, what, when, how methods of energetic cleanse for you to immediately make yourself and your own energetic cleanse. And there's many methods I put, so it's whatever resonates for you. But yeah, I would refer you to that. I mean, it could be easy as even carrying any black crystal or quartz. Some tourmaline like I have here. Carry some tourmaline with you. Carry some obsidian, amethyst. Turn on an incense, set an intention. I just showed you guys how to put that energy of light, put it in your home, put it in water. There's a few tools here. So, but if you want to get more into specifics and a more deep dive, refer to last week's video of energetic cleanse. But for now, with energetic transference, this is kind of all I have for it at this moment. Well, now I say let's move on to our meditation, and we're gonna meditate on what we just heard about energetic transference, and more than anything, meditating on this concept of our personal energy resonance and how through meditation, as I said last week, it's this energetic cleanse. We can uplift our energy, which is our unique vibration or frequency. And then when we start emanating this higher frequency, when we fill our own cup, inevitably, we start filling the cup of our environment, of the people that surround us, both in the levels of family, friends, to the levels of the people you're in contact with, who you work with, who you negotiate with, your neighbors, your community. It's like my meditation teacher, Alma, says. Go through life, and usually through life, we tend to have a neutral face, or just kind of like a frown, not necessarily a frown, but a neutral face. But she always says, go through life disturbing the frequency with a smile. When you can just put a smile, and people sometimes don't expect that, you are changing the frequency. You're already telling the universe you're ready to receive, that you're abundant, that you are physically happy. Like I always say, don't believe me? Try it out, and then let me know how it goes. But for now, let's start getting in this position of meditation. So, wherever you are, whenever this finds you, put your feet flat on the ground, consciously putting that intention to connect with Mother Earth. Your back, you want to straighten it to a place where you don't feel discomfort. You still want to be at a comfortable space. You don't want it too straight. You don't want to hunch over where you're going to fall to sleep. You want just this straight posture. And if you need to put a pillow in your back, I suggest you do that. I do myself. And your face, you want to look straight up. Not all the way up, not all the way down. Just in this middle space, and just ever slightly drop your gaze. Drop your eyes a little bit down. Like if you had a table in front of you, you're looking at the table. And your hands, you want palms facing up. And you just want to drop them slowly onto your thighs. And you want with this mudra of palms facing up because you're telling the universe you're ready to receive. And once you're in position, slowly close your eyes and start connecting with your breathing. Inhale and exhale. Simply let your body dictate how you are breathing today. Inhale and exhale. Anchor yourself to this natural rhythm that keeps you alive in this physical plane. Honor that beautiful mechanical process that you can control, and it's automatic. Inhaling oxygen and using that air to exhale stress, anxiety, tension. Inhale life. Exhale density. Just anchor yourself to this beautiful rhythm that's keeping you alive here and now. Inevitably, the mind will come in, presenting you the itinerary of the day, wanting to circumvent the same old thoughts and ideas it does every single day. More than 80% of the human brain circumvents the same thoughts and ideas. But when we can anchor into our breathing, exit our mind, and enter into the body and heart space, we go beyond the mind, switching it off and expanding our consciousness, uplifting our frequency, and emanating a higher vibration. So at the moment that you do turn on your mind, it is a tool ready to be used, ready to be worked. Not your whole life and personality you have to identify with, but a tool. Inhale and exhale. Beyond your mind is where you are. And we'll do 3 deep breaths, all through your nose. Inhale. Hold your breathing and expand the air to every corner and space of your body, and using it to cleanse, align, and take up any stagnant and negative energy. Exhale, release tension, stress, density, lower your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Inhale. Hold. And exhale slowly through your nose. Don't let it out quickly. just slowly, gracefully. And if you can't take any more air, you can start compressing your abdomen. And you'll be surprised how much more air is in there. And one more time, the most deepest inhale you can go. Inhale. Expand your lungs. Inhale a little bit more. You can do it. Expand your energy. Inhale. A little bit more. Hold. And exhale very slowly through your nose. Visualizing how your chest falls and all the stagnant energy flows out. Inhale and return to your normal breathing. Maybe a little bit deeper this time, and anchoring yourself to your inhale and exhale. And anchor yourself to the sound of my voice. If you get lost, come back to me. And you can always come back to yourself by anchoring yourself and putting all your attention in how you're inhaling and exhaling. In the space of your heart, this space in your chest area, lies what is called the bridge. It's the heart chakra. It's the fourth main chakra in the 7 chakras of your system. Put all your attention in your chest area and just feel into that sensation with each inhale and exhale, how your chest rises and how your chest falls. In the bridge, in the heart space, here lies your interconnectedness. That which connects you with the physical plane and the universal realms. It's that space that anchors your soul, your energy inside your body, your avatar, your vehicle. It's through your heart space where you can expand your inner light and you remove the I as you lower your thoughts, as you anchor yourself to your breathing, and you put all your attention in your heart space. The I is removed, and the we comes in. Everything and everyone in this earthly plane is connected through invisible energetic cords that are also connected to universal realms and to the Creator. Every action, thought, idea, emotion that you have is a ripple effect in the history of the universe and has a direct correlation and affects the energy of those around you and the space you're in. Put all your attention in your heart space. And with each inhale and exhale, visualize as that heart chakra starts to expand and starts to grow bigger, bigger, and bigger, covering your abdomen, your organs, your lungs, running down through your legs, your thighs, your knees, down to your legs, and concentrating at the very bottom of your feet. Your pure frequency, this love that inhabits you, is part of you, that's part of the Creator. But it's also part of this physical plane and of Gaia. So this energy surpasses the limitation of your body and exits through the bottom of your feet, grounding you and anchoring you. And this energy takes the roots, like the shape of the roots of a tree, and they rapidly travel to the center of the earth. And with all the power of your intention, they connect to the source, to the love of Gaia, to the heart of Mother Earth. Visualize as you're anchored to the here and now, and an energetic cleanse starts happening as you're being transmitted abundance, love, and protection from Mother Earth. And you're giving Mother Earth all your worries, all that's heavy, all that no longer corresponds in your auric field, any stagnant emotion, anything that no longer needs space in your life, no longer needs you to be carrying it around. Drop it, leave it, and transmute it to the earth. This is your time to do that. And putting your attention back in your heart space, the energy travels upward, feeling your shoulders, your arms, the palms of your hands, and each and every finger. You're feeling yourself of your own love, of the Creator's love. What you're doing is you're upping your frequency. You're doing an energetic cleanse. And your vibration and frequency is changing as we speak. Because you're in your body. Because you're being conscious. And you're directing your energy towards you. This energy travels upwards, covering your throat, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your face, your brain, your head, and concentrating at the very top of your head. Making contact with your 7th chakra, the crown chakra. This beautiful, ethereal, and spiritual source of energy that's on top of your head. Just feel it. Direct all your attention there. This is your antenna, your Wi-Fi, where you switch it on. And literally, like if you were going to a wall and switching a light on, you switch it on. And this chakra starts opening up like the petals of a flower. And a crystalline, golden tube of light starts descending from the heavens, surpassing the earth's atmosphere, and entering through the top of your head. And immediately, like the switch that you turned on, your inner light flicks on. And it turns on so brightly that maybe even the temperature around you has changed. Through the pores of your skin, this energy spills out because you're in a high frequency, and it starts plastering itself in the room you're in. Make consciousness of that. You've expanded and turned on your own inner light. And now you've expanded it to the room that you're in. Don't let the mind tell you that you can't do it, because you certainly can do it. Just anchor yourself to your breathing and expand. But that's not it. You can expand it further, because you can expand it to the rest of your home. If you're in an apartment, you can expand it to the rest of the building. Consciously, effortlessly do it. Covering it with this crystalline golden light, you can cover your city, your country. You can cover the earth. You can cover your family and friends. You can cover their goals, needs, desires, path, and your own. Around you, you can feel these orbs of light. Don't be scared. It's your spirit team guiding you and protecting you. Your energy has increased. Your vibrational frequency has changed. And the course of your life through this meditation has changed. And your spirit team is here cheering you on, telling you that you're doing it correctly and to keep doing this. I'll leave you a minute with them. And before you leave, you realize how far you've increased your energy, how big you've expanded, and how much you can cover with your energy. And you can do this anytime you need it. You take consciousness of this, you turn around to your spirit team and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you start returning to this space. Inhale. Exhale and start entering back into your physical body and into the physical space where you're at. Inhale. And when you exhale, very slowly, open your eyes. View the energy around you and how it's changed. And stretch. Stretch, 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 stretch till you crack. This is how you physically tell your body that your energy has changed, that your vibrational frequency is up, and that your inner light is turned on and you're ready to receive, but to give to others as well. That was really powerful, guys. I hope if you weren't able to do it live, wherever and whenever this finds you, always, whenever you need an energetic cleanse and a reminder of how powerful that energy, that soul that lives within you is, that spirit, come back to this meditation. When you need a reminder of how much love you can give, how much love you are, and how much love you are corresponded with, how much love you deserve, come back to this meditation, because the true connectedness of the universe is not through the third eye, guys. It's through the heart. That's where it starts, through the bridge. That's where we can up our energy. So what's up here on Instagram? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Hey Lydia, how are ya? Were you able to meditate? Did you just hear me? Did you feel better? Did you feel good? Tell me. Tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit of how you guys felt. What did you guys feel about the talk before the meditation? What did you guys feel about the meditation itself? Tell me a little bit here, guys. I'm gonna turn on a little bit of smoke in the meanwhile. Get some Palo Santo going. And yeah, like I said, if y'all are exhibiting any signs of stagnant or negative emotions or of negative ET, come back to this meditation. Go back to last week's video. Actually hear the whole conversation, then do the meditation. And you'll see how you feel. Today was powerful, y'all. I would even say it was more powerful than last week, because I would say if you have to do it in order, watch last week's video first and then come back to this one. But I guess if you're here at this point, then it's too late. But go back to the other one. Good juju in this space. Only positive entities, only our spirit teams are allowed here. In this space, here and now, and wherever we're at. And whenever we're at. Let's see here. Smokey. Let's see. Drewski says, meditation was powerful. I kept blacking out and then waking back up. That's amazing. Remember what I said? When you're not in your mind space, you're expanding your energy. So that's exactly what you were doing. Maybe your mind just needed a rest, a moment to just take a time out. And remember, when you get back in the mind space, we can expand. We can use it more as a tool. We can catch when the ego's speaking to us again, guys. So good job, Drewski. That's awesome. I'm glad you love the meditation. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your own energy with us, because each and everyone's energy here does make a difference. ChemCon says, I like how last week we talked about our cleaning our physical space, and today was about decluttering our spirit and mind. Hey, yeah, it truly was. Yeah. Because you're right about that, because the energetic cleanse is more, you're doing stuff physically. Yes, you're using the elements, and of course there's this notion of using spirituality and our intention. But yes, it's a lot about the physical, and with energetic transference, it's more of this deep dive with our own energy and our own frequency, and how that impacts others, and this theory of interconnectedness, and That's why we did the meditation, so you could consciously feel it and remove the ego and actually, leave the theory aside, and we put it into practice, y'all. So this is the way. This is how we receive downloads. We do channeling messages, but first it starts with recognizing our own body and spirit. Kemcon continues. Hey brother, hey shoot wolf. Kemcon says, it's important to keep your physical as well as your mind clear and open to accept the new things that align to you. Good to rid things that no longer serves you. Yes. So that's great, Akemi, because you're right. Last week we talked about energetic cleanses and everything we can do from, and I'll say it real quick, right? From smudging, Palo Santo with sage, using crystals or quartz, using intentional water, like what we did the earlier exercise that we did, the exercise that we did earlier, excuse me. And we also talked about even physical exercising, how that uplifts endorphins and how you're actually releasing stagnant energy from the physical body, and all these different methods, right? But today, as you say, we're actually decluttering. We went on a deep dive to our psyche, and we started with the heart space, because it's also the idea that we can do this, this job in our own selves. But when we do it in a space of community, the energy, because we talked about being interconnected and about being connected. So when we do in community, it's like we're this soul family in a way, and we're uplifting the collective energy, so we feel a higher frequency and we feel like a more deep energetic cleanse at that point, because we are like using each other's energy, and at the same time we're raising each other's energy. So it really makes a difference for people to be here meditating and doing it, even if it's at your own physical space and we're doing it through this channel. It truly does change your life. And let's see here. Lidia says, hola Fran, ¿cuándo haces uno en español? I do the Spanish lives. Hago los de español de repente, de vez en cuando, a veces español, sometimes English, pero próximamente en español. Soon I will do a Spanish one. I know, because last week I did English, and this week I did English too, but I know I have to do Spanish one. So thank you, Lidia. Yeah, I'm gonna thank you for reminding me, because I do have to do that, because I do have a lot of Spanish speakers only here that I also have to cater to, and I feel that they should also receive these messages and these nice meditations. Well, from here on out, thank you, by the way, everyone, for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this phase. This was great. This was awesome. Remember, this is your space. You can always come back here. You can, for better quality and video and hearing, go access my YouTube channel. But I will also put this here on Instagram. Last week's, because it froze because of all the energy we moved, it's not on Instagram, but I'll direct you to my YouTube channel to go there. I will be starting this lives of doing, I like the Meditation Mondays, because first of all, it rhymes, Meditation Monday, MM. And also, I like the idea of starting the week with a nice meditation. And during the week, if ever, the ego's too loud, you feel like you're overwhelmed energetically, you can always come back to this space the rest of the week. And rest assured that next week, there will be a new meditation to follow. And then I think either Tuesday or Thursdays, I do want to do the tarot, specifically just tarot, just readings, like a tarot Tuesday, tarot Thursday. Lydia, maybe tomorrow I'm able to do a tarot live, and I'll do it in Spanish. How about that? So I'll switch off. And then maybe maybe I'll switch off. And then maybe next week I can do like a live that's a meditation in Spanish, and then the reading in English, and so forth. But we'll see. We'll figure something out. But I think for tomorrow I would like to do a reading, a tarot, and Spanish, just to to keep it spicy, to keep it inclusive, and to have these messages reach a bigger audience. So again, thank you all, thank you collective, thank you light workers for sharing your energy with me today. Thank you for doing this personal energy resonance. um, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here in this space in YouTube and on Instagram. I'll see you guys next week. All right. And I'll see you guys soon for some tarot. Love you all. Namaste.